I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Since opening for business in 2001, Chicagoland has established a rich history in its first decade of operation, particularly in IndyCar competition. In a series renowned for its photo finishes, the IndyCar Series has produced the two closest finishes in series history at Chicagoland, with Sam Hornish Jr. beating Al Unser Jr. by 24 one-thousandths of a second in 2002, and Elio Castroneves piping Scott Dixon by 33 one-hundredths of a second in 2008 season finale. Of course, neither Dario Franchitti nor Scott Dixon will soon forget the 2007 contest that saw the Scotsman win the race in the IndyCar Series title when Dixie ran out of fuel half a lap from the finish. Chicagoland is no less competitive when the race cars sport fenders. In fact, Kyle Busch is the only driver to win a NASCAR Cup Series race at Chicagoland from the pole, and only one other driver, Kevin Harvick, has qualified in the top 10 and won. Harvick also has the distinction of coming from the deepest in the field, 32nd, to win at Chicagoland, while Dale Earnhardt Jr., 25th, and Tony Stewart, 19th, also emerged victorious after starting deep in the pack. Where will everybody qualify tonight? Where will they finish? We're going to find out coming up. It's the LSR Truck Series Chicagoland 187 presented by In the Draft. It's coming up next on HBR TV. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to virtual Joliet, Illinois, the Chicagoland Speedway for tonight's Lonestar Racing Chicagoland 187 presented by In the Draft. 123 laps around this oval tonight. Interesting layout here at the Speedway. There's really no back straightaway. Yes, there's a back stretch, but it's not straight. There's really no point at this racetrack where you are perfectly straight for any length of time, so that is certainly a different challenge. If you're not paying attention, quite easy to drive the truck into that outside wall, just going down the back stretch, because it is curved. You see it there. The Brandt Agriculture logo's on the wall. It's a curve. It's a really long curve, but it's not straight. It's very easy to get the right sides in the fence, and that's certainly going to damage the truck, scrub some speed, cost you some track position, maybe even a win if you're not careful. Practice just about wrapped up here at the Speedway. About 30 seconds remain. Currently, Zach Millett fastest on the board. 30.89, Drew Blaze, Brian Rose, Sean Roberts, Justin Johnson, your top 5. Jump into qualifying here in just a moment or so. Qualifying session is marked for only 1 lap tonight. It's very interesting. It's a 5-minute session, but a 1-lap timed lap. It's all you get. Typically, it's 2. I don't know if that's a typo, but it seems to be in the session that it is only a 1 timed lap will lock you in for tonight's race. Qualifying session about to begin. See who takes to the Speedway first. Looks like Joe Tucker may roll out ahead of everyone else. Joe Tucker out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Tires are going to make a difference here. You can be fast at this place, but if you try to just be the quick guy, you're going to have to rely on a lot of cautions to kind of take care of those tires because they're just not going to last. You got to find a good balance between speed and tire conservation. The guys that do that here tonight, the ones going to be battling for a checkered flag here later on this evening. Joe Tucker across the line. First lap's 31.260. Zach Millett's first lap, 31.12. Currently on the pole position. Going to stay out. In fact, that is his only lap, a 31.12. Again, we have a 1-lap session here tonight. Sean Roberts finishes his, a 31.307. Vincent Short, 31.411. This is going to get done in a hurry. Justin Johnson on track halfway through his first lap. Fifth quick for Justin Johnson, 31.206. Still got his foot in the throttle, but it's not going to matter. Chris Goins, the number 6 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Chris just taking the green on his only lap of the event as far as qualifying goes. Again, 1-lap session tonight. A little bit of a change. Usually we run 2. We've got a very big field here tonight. This is going to be a good one. th place, 31.640 for Chris Goins. The 90 of David Ballard. Farmington Fire Rescue, Ford F-150. Current top 5, Zach Millett, Drew Blaze, Brian Rose, Matt Daniels, Justin Johnson. Then down to the top 10, Matt Sisler, Joe Tucker, Cody Anderson, Sean Roberts. 10th place is Kevin Grettenberger. Ballard crosses the stripe to finish up his run. 8th quick, 31.283 seconds. Bobby Hall Jr. about to start his qualifying lap, crosses the stripe, green flag comes out. .31.454 for Hall Jr. P16. It's going to about do it on the session. 20 seconds remain. A few drivers not taking time. We'll figure that out when we get the opportunity here once the grid is set. Taking a look at the stream chat, we've got Cody Anderson and Kevin Blue both. Hi, Cody. Kevin Blue, prayers for Steve's lungs. It's only the left one, Kevin, and we're getting there. Going back to work tomorrow. Don't feel sick so much anymore, but the cough lingers. But I got a mute button. We'll get through it. So that's it. Qualifying is official. Let's go to our starting grid and see the field for tonight's Chicagoland 187 presented by In the Draft. On the pole position, it is the 315 of Zach Millett, 31.127 seconds. To his outside, surprise, surprise, it's the one of Drew Blaze. Only just about 0.03 of a second off pole. Almost had him. Second row, Brian Rose, the number 89. Fourth goes to Matthew Daniels in the number 5, Justin Johnson. A top 5 starting position. Could be a good night for the 10. Matt Sisler with Apex Tech Racing. He starts 6th. Joe Tucker in the 13. He'll roll off from the 7th position. David Ballard in the 90. He rolls off 8th. Good starting position for the 90. Cody Anderson starts 9th. Sean Roberts with Shenandoah Shine. He rolls off with that number 66 in the 10th spot. Kevin Grettenberger will roll off from the 11th starting position with the 19 of Mike Fahey to his outside. 13th goes to Jarrett Woodward with Vincent Short starting 15th. Raymond Bailey is the 15th starter with the 16th starting position going to Bobby Hall Jr. Jeff Simpson, the number 42, the 17th starter, and 18th goes to PJ Cox. 19th starting position, the 3 of Kevin Hayes, with Chris Goins in the 6th, rolling off from the 20th position. 21st goes to Bill Martin with Hagrid's Racing. Chad Martin will roll off 22nd. Bill Mulfeld, the Garza Law Firm, he'll start 23rd in the 911. Ken Couch out of Texas, 08 truck, he'll start 24th. Good old Kevin Blue rolling off from the 25th position with Thomas Hall to his outside. 27th goes to Matt Minnick. And last but not least, the 726, starting 28th, it's Michael Cole. It's your starting grid from Chicagoland Speedway. Field still sitting on the grid, getting ready to roll off for their first and only pace lap of tonight's event. I say that, but sometimes we go an extra lap just to get everybody squared away. As they start to roll away, we take a look. Again, kind of the keys to the race tonight. Be quick, but don't hurry, I guess is the way we talk about it. It's an old baseball terminology we used to use in the infield, but be quick, but don't hurry. What does that mean? Well, you got to be fast, but save those tires. It seems that Zach Millett is possibly taking an EOL here. I believe this is a win penalty. I didn't see anything posted on it, but I believe that would be the case. So Millett going to start from the tail. Something that LSR has implemented this season, providing win penalties to certain drivers, really any drivers, based on the wins that they get. Help even up the playing field so the same guy doesn't win every week. Kind of open up opportunities for everybody involved. We like to see that.
Green flag, green flag.
Field comes to green flag waves. We're underway. Brian Rose takes advantage. He gets off and running. Drew Blaze, not a great start for Drew. He slips back into that second row. It's 3 wide for a moment. Tries to tuck in behind Justin Johnson, but Joe Tucker pushes the issue. He's to the bottom. It's going to let Brian Rose get out to an early advantage. Still 3 wide for the second position. Drew Blaze in the middle. Justin Johnson down low. Up top is Matt Daniels. pace, drives through turns 3 and 4 with a little bit of aggression, tries to get out of that hornet's nest, gets up to P2. Battle now for third, Justin Johnson, Matthew Daniels. Johnson on the bottom, then Matt Sisler in behind that pair. They work to the bottom of 1 and 2. Joe Tucker tucks in behind the 93, looks to the outside, trying to take the spot off corner number 2, doesn't have it. While out front, Brian Rose still with the point. Brian Rose still with the lead, about 2 trucks back to Drew Blaze. Blaze's last lap right in step with Brian Rose. 2 100ths of a second slower, but that doesn't mean much. That is awfully close. Rose continues to lead. Everybody relatively settling down through the mid portion of the pack. Cody Anderson there, the only one really doing battle right now with the 93 of Matt Sisler. Sisler in the outside. Apex Tech Racing Machine closes in on the 90 of Ballard. Sorry, Justin Johnson, the 10. Lost my eyesight there for a moment. Cody Anderson almost clear of the 93. Taking a peek to the inside of Justin Johnson. He gets a nose down below. See if he drives it in deep into the corner here. He does. Gets alongside of the 10. Slides up a little bit. Almost contact. Might have gotten into the door, but they get away with it clean down the backstretch. Cody keeps his foot in it. We talked about be quick but don't hurry. Seems like Cody Anderson might be hurrying here. Don't want to see him chew up that tire too soon, but got some good pace early on. Let's just hope he can hang on to it. Still side by side, and Sisler's going to try and repass here to the bottom. 3 wide for the 6th position. Oh, contact with Justin Johnson again. Justin slides up in front of the pack. Caution on the Speedway. Really just thought it was a matter of time before that one happened. Scary moment there at the end. Johnson does not hold the brake, slides back down the banking, almost collecting 2 or 3 other trucks. First caution on the Speedway. We kind of expected this. It was pretty aggressive racing right off the drop of the green flag, and 8 laps in, we're under yellow. Let's take a peek at it and see how it looked. Ooh, Cody Anderson just gets to the left rear of Justin Johnson. He checks up. He gets run in from behind. It looks like it might have been Mike Fahey. Fahey also collects Justin Johnson. Sean Roberts got a small piece of it. Other cars wrecking to avoid. Zach Millett sneaks by as well. So does Chris Gones and others. Well, that's not the right replay transition. What's going on here? We'll get that fixed. Don't worry. So Brian Rose, from the drop of the green flag, he kind of inherited that preferred starting position. Started behind effectively in row 2, Zach Millett. Millett went to the tail for the EOL. Rose has led since that time, but it appears Drew Blaze may have opted for a pit. He did. Lap 8, he did stop. Looks like 4 tires and fuel, interestingly enough. Do have 4 sets of tires over the wall tonight to use to their advantage, but 8 laps in it is awfully early to be using it. Unless he had some damage he had to get fixed. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that would be, but Blaze is awfully successful here at these places, so I'm just going to trust his judgment. So let's going to watch this again here. I'm going to watch from the roof cam of Cody Anderson as they go into the corner. Close racing for sure. This is down into turn 3. See Justin Johnson in the 10X to the high side. Cody is kind of in between those two seams. Johnson's got the left sides in that middle seam. Close racing early on, but it looks like the 10 does come down ever so slightly. It was almost clear. He almost had that worked out. But I will say the 7T did stay within those two seams. I know it's a lot of guys kind of use that as a reference point. Obviously, you can use the whole racetrack, but you typically don't want to straddle the seams. A lot of times it can cause the truck to handle unpreferably, we'll say. So 11 laps in, Brian Rose is your leader. Now Joe Tucker, Dave Ballard, Matt Sisler, Sean Roberts are your top 5. Bit of a shuffle up at the front of the field. It seems a lot of drivers did take the opportunity to pit. Looks like Vincent Short, Kevin Hayes. Looks like maybe fuel only. Mike Fahey, same thing. Matt Daniels, Drew Blaze, appears to be tires. Mulfeld, fuel. Woodward, Cox, Hall Jr., Michael Cole all went down. Looks like there was some repairs involved there. Justin Johnson, some repairs maybe, and some fuel only. No tires. Cody Anderson, a full minute in the box. I don't know if there was a penalty involved there for the contact. Usually they work that out post-race, but it's possible. So we get ready to go back to the green flag. With 12 laps on the board when the pace car peels off and the flag waves. Ducks down pit lane there in a hurry. Brian Rose leads him down to the Geico restart zone. The flag waves. We're underway. Brian Rose out in front, but closely pursued by Joe Tucker. David Ballard runs in the 3rd spot. Matt Sisler with some battling going on between him and the 66 of Sean Roberts. Sisler got a good run out of 4, but now Zach Millett, he's got to run to this inside of the 66. He's going to take over this spot and move him into the top 5, 15 laps in. Again, don't think Millett stopped. He did not. Under that caution, some drivers did, but he has not taken any time at all to go from the tail of the field all the way into the top 5. Just 15 laps already erased that big deficit. Another caution, get him down pit lane. That's going to kind of even things up. Again, there's multiple pit strategies going on here. As you see, Drew Blaze, he did stop. He's back up into the 11th position, so he is on a charge as well, certainly running faster lap times than many others. The last time, 31:34, same lap time as Brian Rose. Brian on the older tires. Back out front, top 2 still close together. Brian Rose with the lead, about a truck and a half back to the 13 to Joe Tucker. Tucker having a good run so far, putting on some pressure, seems to put down the practice this week. Running very good lap times. In fact, he's within 0.03 of a second that last lap of Brian Rose. In fact, he does have a better overall lap time on the day than Brian Rose. Maybe it's related to the draft, maybe not, but we're talking hundredths of a second. That's really much the same through the top 3. Rose, a 31:34, Tucker, a 31:32, and Ballard, a 31:34. So these guys are all pretty close together as far as pace is concerned. Very interesting to see this race run during the day. It's kind of a welcome change, to be honest. It's a very good track to run at night because it offers a little bit more handling, a little less tire wear, but during the day, adds some more challenges, and it kind of makes things difficult, really, for everybody. You all have the same track to deal with. But it's going to wear tires out. You got to be more conservative with the truck. Obviously, you can't worry too much about the setup, as that is fixed from the admins right off the get-go. They run the same truck setup for all these trucks. All you can play with are maybe a couple of things like steering angles, steering ratios, and brake bias. Everything else is set and unchangeable. Further back in the field, Bobby Hall Jr., the number 94, running in the 19th spot. Again, the 95 of Chad Martin, that yellow and black Ford F-150. All with a good run off of 2 down the back. Closing in on Mike Fahey, that red and black and white number 19 truck. Fahey doesn't like to make it easy, always changing up the paint schemes, but they look good. Kind of looks like a red version of Drew Blaze's truck. Either way, it looks sharp. Well, that explains it. It's not even a Fahey race wrap. It's a Blaze design. Watching Zach Millett. He's up back in now the 4th position. He's past Drew Blaze, or not so much Drew Blaze, but Drew Blaze is closing in on Zach Millett. Blaze is at the tail of the field after that pit stop, but again, fresher rubber, starting to close into the back of the 315, running about same lap times right now. Millett was at 32:07, Blaze in 06. Millett now closing in as we got a battle for the 2nd spot. David Ballard working around the bottom on Joe Tucker. Welcome sight for Brian Rose as these two run side by side. It allows him to stretch the advantage slightly. It's a little over a half second as they cross the stripe. It's 23 laps on the board. Zach Millett, though, he's trying to find a way around. These guys started to battle for position right as he got there, and he really does not want to let Drew Blaze get to him. He wants to keep charging towards the front. It's by Ballard, now Millett in P3. Next on the list, it's Joe Tucker. Millett to the inside. Looks like Blaze is going to try and follow him on through. Oh, slides up behind Tucker, gets some draft for a moment, dives it back down. Is Blaze going to go to the middle here? Millett slides up, blocks the advantage, slams the door. Down the backstretch again they go, but maybe a push coming from the 1 here to give Tucker a little advantage into 3. And Blaze able to kind of move that truck around a little better than the drivers that did not take tires on the caution. Lap time still within a tenth between the 1 and the 3:15. Meanwhile, Brian Rose still out in front, stretching the lead to 7/10. Battle for second, third, and fourth here. A little loose is Zach Millett off corner number 2. Tucks back in behind Blaze. Blaze passes. Now he's making a move on Joe Tucker. This would be for the second spot. Don't think he's going to get a whole lot of resistance out of the 13 here again with fresher rubber underneath the 1 truck. He's going to cross the stripe in second spot. Tucker hangs tough though on the outside. Blaze completes the pass, clears the 13 of Joe Tucker in second spot, setting sail now for Brian Rose, and he's already cut 3/10 into that advantage. It's just over 4/10 of a second from Rose back to Blaze. Drew Blaze running roughly 0.2 a second faster than leader Brian Rose. Drew Blaze right to the tailgate, the number 89 F-150 of Brian Rose. 28 laps in, no stage breaks to be concerned with here. This is just going all out. A little bit of contact, little friendly bump. Hey, I'm here, I'm coming by. Blaze goes to the outside. Rose slides up the track a little bit, tries to take away that arc. Doesn't quite make it pay off. Blaze with the advantage. Momentum off corner number 2 takes over the top spot. Drew Blaze back to the front, and the caution on the Speedway. Possibly Cody Anderson involved. A little bit of damage to the truck. Not quite sure what happened. I'm sure we'll get a look at it. It's Cody Anderson as he heads into, it looks like turns 3 and 4. He's all by himself here. Let's try again. Didn't see anything oddball there. Cody in the grass. I'm going to have to rewind it because it doesn't even show that anybody crashed. It just shows Cody Anderson went off track, then came back on track. Looks like he was just leaving the pits. Still don't know why we got the caution. Hard to say. Cody, if you're listening, fill us in. What happened, bud? Meanwhile, Drew Blaze, Brian Rose, Zach Millett, and the like all coming down pit lane here for their first scheduled service. Drew Blaze, of course, already stopped once. Race out of the pits. Millett might have beaten Blaze there. That was close. Quick stop for both drivers. 14.78 seconds for Millett. Touch faster for Blaze. 14.75. That's moving at 14.75 seconds for 4 tires and fuel. With that, we're going to step aside here, get a break out of the way. We'll be back with the green flag after this.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Raymond Bailey running in the 24th position. Very detailed paint scheme on that machine. Michael Cole runs in the 25th spot. Bill Martin in the 26th position, the number 24 Hooters.com entry. Cody Anderson in the 17 truck currently runs 27th. And Matt Minnick did not start, I don't believe. He's not on track now. In fact, no laps completed for Matt Minnick. Back out front, Zach Millett still with the lead. Brian Rose, Joe Tucker, Drew Blaze. Vince Short trying to take a spot here from Sean Roberts in the 66. To move Vince Short up into P7. Slowly but surely working his way in that number 15 truck towards the front. While Drew Blaze is making a move here on Joe Tucker to take the spot. Tucker still up top, side by side down the backstretch, lap 50. Millett stretching out his advantage over Brian Rose, 1.2 seconds. Joe Tucker battles back, keeps the spot from Drew Blaze. Again, Tucker having a very impressive run here this afternoon. Again, for those of you in the stream chat or just watching the stream, I got awfully quiet there for a while. Had a little coughing fit, had to mute the button. Mute the mic, and didn't unmute it. Unfortunately, all you really missed was me coughing. It wasn't a whole lot of time before I was able to start talking again. We're about 80% here, folks. We're trying. That's all we can do. Since Drew Blaze tried to make that pass attempt on Joe Tucker, hasn't been quite as close as he previously was. That may be by design. Maybe he's just not getting all of the handle out of the truck that he wants. It's still about 2 trucks back to the 1. It could just be saving the tire, though. A lot of times you may make a move like that, and you do put a little added heat into the tire, which kind of makes them angry. They don't want to handle, they don't want to stick. Can't complete the pass, it doesn't really give you an opportunity to go right back at it. You got to kind of run a more conservative lap, cool things down the best you can. The nice thing is with these trucks, you kind of have that opportunity. With the next gen car, for instance, a lower sidewall, lower profile tire, they don't dissipate the heat quite as quickly, so you really got to be cautious with those cars. Trucks, you still got to cool them down, but certainly not as difficult as it is in the next gen. Zach Millett continues to stretch his advantage. David Ballard has caught Drew Blaze here. David's looking a little racy behind the Lonestar Racing #1. Might try to make a pass here. Riding on board with Drew Blaze. Ballard still trying to make a pass here. Through all that, he wasn't paying attention to his mirror. Matt Daniels is to the inside. Daniels goes all the way down to the flat, trying to take advantage of that battle that Ballard and Blaze were having. 5 still down low. Ballard still about up into that third groove. Swings the momentum off a 2 down the straightaway for the bow curve. Daniels all of a sudden turning up the wick. Has to lift out of the throttle. He saw the flame out of the pipe on the right side. It's going to give Ballard the advantage and going to give a run to Vincent Short here. Checked up way too much, did the 5. It's going to open the door to Vincent Short. He's going to go up into the 6th spot if he can complete this pass. Riding on board with Vincent Short, trying to maintain that position ahead of Matt Daniels. Now that Daniels has kind of regrouped himself, he's still right there, looking to the right side. Battle between Ballard and Blaze at it once again. And this is for the 4th position. Ballard runs in 5th. That number 90 Farmington Fire Rescue truck wasn't able to get it done, but now the pass going on here. Matt Daniels goes to the bottom on Vincent Short, gets alongside Ballard as well. See if he can complete the pass. Outside carrying a lot more momentum though. It's going to kind of chew him up here on the straight. About 30 laps into this green flag run. We're going to go side by side, and we won't miss a minute of the action. If we got to pipe back in, we will, but we'll be back after this.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
the great.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chicagoland Speedway. Lonestar Racing, Chicagoland 187, presented by In the Draft. Lap 68 on the board. We're past halfway by quite a bit. Watching some action towards the front of the field. Zach Millett out in front. Drew Blaze having a bit of a moment there. He's slipped back to the 12th position. I don't know if he just wanted to get out of the bee's nest there for a little bit. Wait till it's time to make a pit stop. Get back after it. Zach Millett continues to lead, though, a 4.5 second advantage over the 89 of Brian Rose. He is checked out. There's some big-time battling going on there from third on back for a little while, but Joe Tucker maintains that third spot. David Ballard sticks there in the 4th position, and Matt Daniels runs 5th. Vincent Short was battling with Daniels for a bit. He currently runs in the 6th spot with pressure off the back from Kevin Hayes. Chris Gones runs in the 8th spot. Kevin Blue runs 9th. And Matt Sisler, the Apex Tech Racing number 93, currently runs in the 10th position. Caution on the speedway. Justin Johnson looks to be involved in this one. Just thinking it's going to be about time for some pit stops. Let's take a look and see exactly what happened to the 10. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if there's some bad blood between Drew Blaze and Justin Johnson all of a sudden, but it certainly looked like Drew took a hard left into the 10. Wasn't trying to hide that one. Slow it down here. We're on board with Drew Blaze. Can definitely see the 10 there. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the 10 came up. Now we're on board with Justin Johnson. Yeah, Drew just turns right down into him. Very interesting. Drew Blaze is way too good of a driver to make that mistake, so I'm just curious if there's something going on between the 1 and the 10 that we aren't aware of. Doesn't look good. Back out front, though, Zach Millett, Brian Rose leading the field. Pit stops are complete. They did it at lap 71 while we were looking at the replays there. Looks to be everybody took tires and fuel, so it's going to get everybody cycled back around to be on a similar strategy. Again, Drew Blaze likely down a set of tires, being the fact that he stopped at lap 8 and took 4 I believe he took 4. The time is all that I get to make that determination. It was about a 15-second stop on the first stop, so that would indicate typically a 4-tire change. It could have been for damages. It's hard to say. It just happened to work out the time-wise, but nonetheless, we've been under green for quite a while. These guys were certainly ready for a new set of tires. They came down. They got them. Millett first out. Brian Rose, Matt Daniels, Joe Tucker, Vincent Short, your top 5. Pace car lights do go out, so we are on the 1 to go. We'll get the green flag next time by. That'll be 75 laps to go on the board. Pace car peels off, green flag back in the air. Zach Millett in the throttle. Good jump for the 315. Brian Rose hangs there already down to 10th. Close quarters battle here at the front of the field. The top 5 all bunched up. Zach Millett, Brian Rose, Matt Daniels slides up the track a little bit, almost contact, sees the 13 of Joe Tucker to the outside. Vince Short there in the 5th position, the 15 machine. Brian Rose seems to have quite a bit of pace on the early run. Fresh tires, that is. Millett definitely progresses on faster as the run goes on. It really just might come down to who's abusing those tires more. Rose being faster early on, you're going to put a little more abuse to those Goodyears in the early stages of the run, and that really kind of dictates how the tires want to cooperate near the end of the run. So it does explain why Rose's pace does fall off a bit later on, as he's awfully quick early on. He's hanging tough there right with Zach Millett. Millett may be saving his stuff a little bit early so that he can push a little harder later. We talked about kind of finding that be quick but don't hurry balance, and that's kind of what we're watching unfold here between these two at the front of the field. Matt Daniels, Joe Tucker also balancing real well. It seems that Joe Tucker is really doing the best out there as far as maintaining the truck, keeping it underneath him, taking care of his tires, because he's been about that 3rd spot almost all day. Showing some really brilliant pace out there. Good to see as Brian Rose takes a peek to the inside into 3. Matt Daniels now to the bottom once again on Joe Tucker. Tucker hanging tough on the outside. It's kind of been his MO most of the afternoon. You stick with what works, you know? "44 laps to go here from Chicagoland. Millett still out front. Drew Blaze. Let's try and check on Drew and see where he has cycled through. Blaze runs about the 15th spot and involved in that last caution with the 10 of Justin Johnson. Justin remains back in the 24th position, still on the lead lap. "25 trucks still on the lead lap. Big battle here mid-pack. This is about the 16th position. At least that is the 6 of Chris Goins. The 08 of Ken Couch up top, battling for that position. Behind them, it's Jarrett Woodward and Jeffrey Simpson, and then Bill Mofeld in behind, watching it all unfold. Couch goes on by. Jarrett Woodward trying to do the same. Goins battling back on the bottom. Again, now it's for the 19th position. Vincent Short in the 4th position, in behind Joe Tucker. The 5 of Daniels has lost a little bit of pace. Was battling awful hard there for a while with the 13 of Tucker. Now he's got more company in the form of Kevin Hayes, the 3 truck. Millett still out in front, 2/10, a little more than 2/10 over the number 89 of Brian Rose. But another 2/10 back to Joe Tucker, maybe 3/10. Tucker's got some company though, it's Vincent Short. Good run for Short out of 4. Let's see if he can do anything with it going into 1. That battle is continuing, but it's allowed Matt Daniels and Kevin Hayes to catch these two. So now we've got a 4-truck battle for this position. Millett starting to stretch it out again now over Brian Rose. It's just under a second. Drew Blaze still sitting tight there in the 15th position. Bobby Hall Jr., though, up into the 10th spot. Bobby Hall Jr. in the number 94 truck, just ahead of Mike Fahey and Sean Roberts. Pressure on the 13 of Tucker has subsided. He's got about 2 full truck lengths between himself and Vincent Short. But Vincent Short got company now from the 3 of Hayes. Vince drives it in deep, but Hayes backs up the corner. He may have a run out of this corner, which is going to set him up for 3. Does get a run out of 2, into the inside, down into turn number 3. Hayes with position on Vincent Short. Might have enough to clear. He does. Gets in front of the 15. Move Kevin Hayes up to 4th spot. Matt Daniels now going to try and think the same thing. He's taking a peek to the outside. Vince trying to battle back on the bottom, trying to retake that position away. Meanwhile, Matt Daniels has taken advantage. He sneaks to the outside. It's also allowing the 93 there, Matt Sisler, to close in as well. Vince isn't careful. He's going to lose a few spots out of this deal. Again, we've talked about it so much, many times this afternoon in this race. Taking care of the tire, very important. They may last a long time as far as whether or not you can continue to operate out there, but you're going to lose pace. The truck's not going to cooperate. It's not going to do the things that you expect it to do. And if you abuse them too early on in the run, it's really going to make you pay at the end of the run. Green flag came back out about lap 76, so that tire degradation starting to come into play. Hayes has got some pace. The poet, I don't even know it, but he gets to the inside of Joe Tucker for a brief moment, tucks back in behind, gets a big bump out of the 5 there. Hayes goes to the bottom on Joe Tucker once again. Gets alongside, but Tucker with the momentum on the high side continues to defend. I know we've said it a bunch, but man, gotta hand it to Joe Tucker so far. Having a great afternoon. Been up in the top 5, top 3 all race long, and we're 95 laps in, so it's just got to continue. Got to keep this up and have a solid finish. Battle calming down a bit. You got to wonder if Kevin Hayes is starting to save his stuff as well. A little too much heat in the tire, trying to take that position away. Joe Tucker has certainly proven very difficult to get around this afternoon. He's not doing it aggressively either. Not throwing crazy blocks or door slamming or even side drafting. He's just running his race, keeping that same line, keeping the truck momentum up. And unfortunately for the guys behind him, it's working. Run about 21 laps since we've gone back to the green flag. We're going to get another side-by-side break out of the way. Should be our last one before post-race. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back after this.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chicagoland Speedway. 20 laps to go to settle it. Zach Millet's still out in front. We may still have one more pit stop to worry about, but action getting hot and heavy here at the top 5. Matt Sisler making some moves, getting into that top 5. Unfortunately, maybe a little bit of contact with the 3 of Kevin Hayes, put him into the outside wall. Hayes continued on, but now he's struggling, trying to keep Ballard away from him. Bobby Hall Jr. and Kevin Blue also doing some battle here for position. This is for about the 10th place. And Hayes is going to make a pit stop here, it appears. Under the green flag, possibly to get some damage repaired. Oh, and he slides it into the wall. Looks like he's going to exit the session in tow down to pit lane. Another driver here, possibly Ken Couch. Indeed it is. Ken Couch with a brand new paint scheme on that number 08, Lonestar Racing entry. Justin Johnson also down pit lane. Again, we were just talking about final set of pit stops upcoming here. It's 18 laps to go. Starting to see some drivers peel off. Mike Fahey also down the pit lane. Justin Johnson into the box, slides it a little bit, gets in clean enough, or does he? Maybe fuel only for Justin Johnson. Let's see what Mike Fahey does here into his pit stall. Right side's in the air for the 19. Seems to be the better idea. I know you're going to gain some track position with the fuel only. Right side's only. Interesting. These trucks do not like 2 tires, but we'll see how it pays off. Millet still with the lead, hanging on to about an 0.8 of a second advantage over Brian Rose. Those two pretty much checked out from the rest of the field. Joe Tucker, he is still running in that third spot, but about 2.5 seconds back from the leader, Zach Millett. Some other drivers, PJ Cox, Raymond Bailey in the pits. Curious to see when we'll see the rest of these drivers come in. I mean, a lot of it really boils down to tire fall off and lap time. Drew Blaze is still out there. He's showing his last pit was at lap 30, so he may still have a set of tires to work with. I think he's back there in that 13th spot, really for the sole fact that he did burn that set of tires early on. The last caution came out, he probably wanted to save a set. Appears that may be what he is doing. So the thought process is if he's going to have to stop for fuel, he's definitely going to have to do that. I can't imagine he's going to pit again without taking at least 2 tires. But again, these trucks do not like a set of 2 tires. You can get away with it maybe 3 or 4 laps, but after that, you're junk. Zach Millett's last lap, a 32.81. Drew Blaze, a 33.26. So there's about a half-second difference between those two based on their tires. Millett pit at lap 71, mind you. Bobby Hall Jr. down the pits, and the 42 spins on pit entry. Jeffrey Simpson gathers it back up, grabs the gear, dumps the clutch, and he's back down pit lane. Bobby Hall Jr. in the box. Right side's go in the air. Let's see if he takes 4 or just 2. 2 tires for Bobby Hall Jr. down and away. Zach Millett on pit lane. So this will kind of be the telltale. We'll see if he takes 2 or 4. And we got a car spinning on pit entry through the grass. This is where it gets a little hairy. Green flag pit stops start to happen. You don't want to see a caution here because it would really throw a monkey wrench in the standings. Right side's for Millett. Brian Rose misses the box, has to back up. 4 tires for Zach Millett, so he's going to have pace. It's going to take him longer in the box, but he's down and away, gets out before Brian Rose because Brian had his mistake. He's down and away. Vincent Short is rolling. Brian's still going to beat the 15 out. Joe Tucker also down and away. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for the 13 truck. Green flag stops underway. See Drew Blaze working his way by. New leader Matt Sisler. Matt has yet to pit. Really, everyone back to the top 5. It's Daniels, Matt Sisler, Matt Daniels, David Ballard, Kevin Blue, Chris Goins. They have all not pitted since lap 71. We've got 10 laps to go. Going to be very interesting to see how this cycles out. Drew Blaze currently listed in the 6th position, has not pit since lap 30. Last lap, a 31-34 for Drew Blaze. Not a terrible time considering how old those tires are. With that, we currently have, it's like 9 trucks currently on the lead lap. Now 8. Millett, the first truck, 1 lap down, so if a caution were to come out, he would be the recipient of the lucky dog. But now you got to wonder, will the top 8 make a pit stop? Sisler is slowing down. Looks like he's about to, or at least think about it. That's off of turn number 2. He's just that much slower with the older tire. You see Millett on pace going on by. That's going to put Millett back on the lead lap the old-fashioned way, so he currently is listed in the 9th position. Less than 9 laps to go. Sisler down in the bottom. He's going to pit from the lead, essentially. Kind of expected this. That's going to move David Ballard to the point. 8 laps to go. So Zach Millett running in the 8th position, 28 seconds behind leader David Ballard. All those trucks out in front have yet to pit. Bobby Hall Jr. goes on by, and Bobby gets his lap back. Brian Rose closing in fast, as well as Vincent Short. They're going to go on by. They're going to get back on the lead lap. So you see the advantage that tires have. I just got to wonder if Blaze has enough fuel to make it. Really, if anybody in that top 8, top 5, top 6 trucks really that are on that same pit sequence, do they have enough? I can't imagine Drew Blaze has enough. They pitted lap 30. 95 laps on a tank of fuel. I just don't see it. They do have a full tank of fuel on this particular race, 100% fuel load, so maybe they've got enough to go. 95 laps is a ton. I know we had some cautions mixed in there. Blaze up to the 4th position, though. Ballard's still out in front now. Ballard's last lap of 31.30. Blaze at 31.34. Blaze's tires are twice as old as David Ballard, so now you see late in the run, things have kind of equalized. Five laps to go for David Ballard. We'll see if he's got enough in it to make it to the finish. Millet has cut 5 seconds into that lead since he's been back on the track with fresh tires. Millet running almost 2 seconds a lap faster than anybody else on the track that has not pit. Problem is there's only 5 laps left. That's only going to gain him about 10 seconds, and he needs way more than that. And Ballard's in the wall. It's a piece of it off corner 4. Kevin Blue. Where is Kevin Blue? Ballard's still with the lead. Kevin's 3.5 seconds behind the 90, so looks like Ballard got away with one, but tires certainly going away on the 90. David Ballard slows pit entry. Ballard from the lead. Kevin Blue is now going to take the top spot. I just don't know how Drew Blaze is still even out there. You'd think that with 3 laps to go, Ballard would just hang on to it unless it's fuel related, but he pitted lap 71 last, 40 laps later than Drew Blaze. Someone didn't get it full. It's very interesting. Again, I have no idea what the fuel window was on this particular race. Usually we've got that data coming in, but currently not the case. We've got 2 laps to go, and it's the 6 of Chris Goins out in front. Now Drew Blaze is second. Kevin Blue is third. Now Michael Cole fourth. Millet up to 5th. Still 10 seconds behind with 2 to go. Last lap, white flag in the air for Chris Goins. He's got a hard charge in Drew Blaze to the back door. Can he hang on? Chris Goins down the back straightaway for the final time. He started in the 20th position here this afternoon. Looking through 3 and 4, a hard charge in Drew Blaze to the outside. Has he got anything for him? Coming to the checkered flag. It's going to be a photo finish. It might have been Drew Blaze. It was. Drew Blaze takes the checkered flag by 2/100ths of a second over Chris Goins. Zach Millet fights back to finish P3. Sean Roberts, Brian Rose, the top 5. How did Drew Blaze make it that far from lap 30 all the way to 123? Unbelievable. I think it's the only lap Drew led all afternoon long. It's the one that counts. It's the last lap. Your top three on the start-finish line. With that, we'll step aside here and get our top three into the broadcast booth after this break. Stay with us.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chicagoland Speedway. Drew Blaze, your race winner. We'll pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Drew, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Drew, congratulations on the win here at Chicagoland. The Chicagoland 187. Somehow, some way, we got a lot to talk about. You made it here and you finished this race. You won it. I think you only led the last lap, but I got to go back to about lap 70. There was contact between yourself and Justin Johnson coming into three, a little before turn entry. We're going to take a look at it here. If you got it up on your screen, walk us through what happened and tell us the incident there between you and the 10. I don't know if there was something that precipitated this or not.
No, it wasn't anything intentional. I was real tight. My right front tire was going. It was like on the verge of blowing that right front, and I got a little too close to that wall, and I turned down a little hard and got a little squirrely, and then it just kind of drifted down. That was my fault. I apologized to him, and it happens, and it wasn't anything intentional, but I do feel bad for him. So I do have to apologize on the broadcast here. Sorry, Justin. I didn't mean to do it. I told you at the time I didn't mean to do it. I don't do stuff like that. So
I got to put you on the spot a little bit. At least got to find out, because I know you guys usually work really well together. We saw it happen. I'm like, oh boy, what's going on here? But nonetheless, let's talk about it. You pit last on lap 30, and you made it all the way to the finish. I don't realize how you did it, but you made it all the way to the checkered flag without stopping again. Was it close on fuel, or I don't know, man? Everybody else seemed to be pitting.
I ran out as I was coming across the line there on the checkered, so.
Well, that would explain the no burnout.
Yeah.
So we had guys in pit on
Yeah, I
lap
had to-
71. Like, I think David Ballard still peeled off in pit with about 3 laps to go. Granted, he did get a piece of the wall. The car didn't look that bad.
I think I did pit with them on lap 71.
Interesting. Well, maybe the data
I did
missed
go
it.
in.
It says you pit at lap 30, but that would make more sense. If you pit that more recently, then it makes more sense. But either way, I'm sure you were saving fuel. We saw you running back about that 15th place for quite a while. Is there really a strategy to saving fuel at a place like this? A lot of lift and coast? Do you clutch it? I mean, how do you save fuel at a place like Chicagoland?
I just, I was really trying to take advantage of the draft, so I did not have to run full throttle down the straightaways. So I would lift like a lot and run maybe like less than half the through the corners, and then as soon as we got on the straightaway, I would just be behind somebody and be able to not run full throttle and still have that speed. So it kind of helped with the fuel overall. So I was just kind of doing that the entire.
Put the power down into 3 and 4, and you get to the outside of Chris Goins, and you take that checkered flag by less than 0.03 of a second. A great finish. It was certainly close. I really thought the 6 might have come up a little bit more to try and break that momentum. He didn't. He stayed on the bottom, and you took the flag.
Yeah, we talked briefly afterwards, and he ran out of fuel. Well, he started running out, in turn 4. So that breaking his momentum a little bit just kind of helped me. So, we both did a good job of saving fuel, and I guess I was more, I don't know, I guess I was more precise, or I don't know what I did differently, but we, ultimately came home 1-2, and that's a good run for Chris, and I'm happy for him.
Certainly a good race to watch, Drew. Congratulations. Awesome race on our end. We're going to let you go, and we'll pull Chris up here, but before we do, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Lonestar Racing. Oh gosh, I'm blanking out.
Uh-oh.
Lonestar Racing, In the Draft Podcast, Matthew Minnick, Justin Johnson, Mike Fahey Race Reps, just everybody that helps me and makes this thing go around. Love the guys that we got on the team, and we got a good thing going, and we're gonna keep going, man.
Of course, the Chicagoland 187 presented by the In the Draft, and this is also a feature for you. It is the In the Draft feature winner. So again, congratulations, Drew, for that. We'll let you go, man. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next up, we got Chris Goins, driver of the 6. We'll talk to our runner-up. Unfortunately for Chris, not a checkered flag. Missed it by just inches. Zach, what am I talking about? Chris, it's Steve in the booth. You got a copy? I'm losing it.
Hey, yeah, what's up, Steve?
Chris, congratulations on P2, man. I know you wanted that win. It looked like you had it there last 100 feet or so. It all went away. It sounds like you may have run out of fuel coming to the stripe, and I know Drew didn't have enough fuel for the burnout, so it was tight for everybody out there. How did you save fuel, and tell us about your race?
Yeah, so I just did not have any pace here tonight for whatever reason. I mean, I qualified 20th, so I was slow on new stuff. Luckily, I was able to save some tires and get back up there, pick up some spots before the pit stops. But I mean, I couldn't keep up. So I knew with that last restart, I was kind of keeping an eye on fuel, that it would be close to the end. So I figured if I wasn't going to be able to outrun them, maybe I could outsave them. So that was, I started that from that last restart. I was shutting it down under caution and then just saving. And when I saw Drew back there with me in 20th, I know he's usually up there with Zach and Brian and those guys, but I knew he was saving too. So I told myself I need to keep him in my windshield there, and hopefully we would be running it out for the end.
Well, either way, again, it's not a win. It's a second place. It's a strong finish. And when you start the day from P20, you just kind of got to shrug your shoulders and go, all right, well, it's a good points day.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I knew with 5 to go that it would be me and Drew running there, and I knew at that point it was nothing to lose. I had to go all in, and I wasn't pitting at that point. If I ran out, I ran out. So, and then coming off of 4, I sputtered when I hit the apron coming to the line, and just for a split second it cut out and then cut back on, and it gave Drew enough momentum to get there in front of me by what was it, like 4/400ths of a second or something.
It wasn't even. It was less than 3.
Yeah. So oh well, we'll take it. Hey, starting 20th and finishing second, it's a good points day, like you said.
Exactly. It's a tough one to swallow, but I'm sure you'll take it, and by tomorrow you'll be like, yeah, that was all right. What are your thoughts going into Michigan next week? Definitely a different style racetrack, a little bit bigger, certainly a lot faster.
Yeah, it is bigger, it is faster, but ironically enough, it's a lot of the same, in terms of, for me anyway. It does tend to wear out tires, and it usually, if it goes green, it becomes a fuel mileage race. So we'll see how it goes next week. Hopefully we can duplicate this result with a better starting spot, though.
Well, the way this one went, fuel mileage races, I know everybody says, oh, fuel mileage races are boring. Yeah, I don't think so. This one was awesome to watch. We had a dominant Zach Millett for quite a while, still battled back to finish third. We'll get to him in a minute. But the fuel situation, we had guys dropping like flies with 2, 3, 4 laps to go, and we thought there was no way that you guys were going to make it all the way. You did. You made it interesting, a photo finish. Again, unfortunately, you weren't on the winning end of it, but either way, Chris, a nice run. Congratulations. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck next week at MIS.
I appreciate it, Steve. Thank you very much.
That's Chris Goins. Next, we'll go to Zach Millett. See if we can get a word with Zach. Zach Millett, Steve, in the HBR TV broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Steve, what's up, buddy?
Just wondering how you threw this one away, man. I mean, you were dominant out there. You were fast. I think your closest competitor was teammate Brian Rose, and he could keep pace for quite a while, but late in the run, you started to really stretch it out and get away. Do you think you could have saved enough fuel to kind of maybe skip that final stop and maybe be in contention for the win, or was that kind of your plan from the beginning? Just run it all the way till you had to pit and then get back out there and cross your fingers?
Well, we were kind of talking about it in the green room, Drew, Chris, and myself. Under caution, I was cutting it out as much as I could. I was clutching as much as I could. I really didn't see saving that much more than what me and Brian both did. So we were kind of thinking, everybody's got to be 3-4 laps short. I mean, that's a lot of fuel to save. We just didn't think it was a possibility. And I think taking 4 tires on that stop was the right call. I think we made up so much ground. We were real close. We could have probably pulled it off with another lap.
Well, it was certainly a fun one to watch. Again, I kind of agree the 4-tire stop was best. I mean, you were the highest finisher of those that stopped, about lap 110, 111 in that range. Near the end of the race course, 123-lap event, you had to make that late stop. We had some guys take 2. We saw some guys take none, and oddly enough, I think Drew Blaze might... See, his data is not accurate right now. I'm seeing that he pitted lap 30, and there's just no way that that's the case. So, for whatever reason, it didn't register his stop, but you still made it up back into the top 3, so you still get an interview, so that's a bonus. You pole positioned it, that's a plus. But third place, was there any strategy change you could have considered coming into it? Again, you talk about, I don't see guys saving enough fuel, but we've had such a long green flag run multiple times here, actually, that, if you even save a quarter of a gallon a lap, it's going to make a difference near the end of the race because you're probably only burning 3 or 4 tenths of a gallon a lap, right?
Yeah, it was about 0.4. Yeah. Yep.
So, I don't know, something to think about. Obviously, fuel strategy. We know Zach Millett. He's a full send kind of guy. He doesn't want to win those fuel mileage races, but I'm sure you would have taken it if you did. I know Drew Blaze has taken it. He won. He took that last lap and led it, and that was the only one he had all day. You were certainly the class of the field. What's the secret to getting around this place?
Just, I don't know. I've tried a couple different things practicing before the race, and the absolute full send mode, it works for a little bit, but trying to tone it down a little bit, keep pace with whoever's in second, and after 15 laps, it pays off not burning that right front off. So I think we were pretty quick tonight. I think we put the pressure on. Pretty happy. I think at one point there, I was kind of hoping for an HBR 1, 2, 3, but just wasn't in the cards. Big credit to Drew and Chris for saving that much fuel, and a heck of a finish at the line too.
Still a good run for your HBR teammates. Of course, you were 3rd, Brian Rose was 5th, Vince Short was 6th. So a good afternoon for the HBR stables for certain. Next week, we go to Michigan International Speedway. I said to Chris Goins, it's a bigger track, it's faster. What are the similarities? What are the differences? What do you look forward to going into MIS next weekend, Zach?
Well, I'm actually a little bit nervous about Michigan. I don't do that many races on Michigan. I'm going to have to put some practice into that one and get comfortable with it. So we'll see.
Michigan is a beast. It should be a fun race, at least on my end. I know I am looking forward to it. So good luck going out to the Irish Hills, see what kind of luck you can have there. Maybe get a checkered flag. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. You don't have to work, right?
No, off, and pretty thankful I got today off too. I was supposed to work last second today, so happy we got this one in.
Hopefully next week I got my full voice back and I'm not coughing up my inner demons. But we made it through. Voice is starting to take a crap, so we're going to let you go. Before we do, though, is there anybody you want to thank, Zach?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you, Steve, and HBR TV for the broadcast. LSR for having this league. It's great fun, great group of guys. Track Bar Media, and shoot me a follow at Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram at that S4 guy.
All right, Zach, man. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck next week.
Thanks, man.
Zach Millett, your third place finisher here at Chicagoland Speedway. It's about going to wrap it up. All we have left to do, let's look at the race results. Let's go through what we talked to our top three already. Of course, Drew Blaze, Chris Goins, Zach Millett. Then it was the 66 of Sean Roberts. HBR's Brian Rose finished in the 5th position. Sixth spot went to another HBR driver, Vincent Short. Bobby Hall Jr., Earl's Shop, Flex Motorsports, finished P7. Kevin Blue from Lonestar Racing was 8th. PJ Cox, Matt Daniels, 9th and 10th. Joe Tucker, tough break for Joe Tucker. I don't know if it was pit stops or just not enough fuel, but he does not deserve an 11th place finish here today. He was top 5, probably top 3 all afternoon. Had the pace, had the car, took care of the truck. He did a great job, but unfortunately, Joe Tucker, Lone Star Racing, finishes P11. Mike Fahey, also LSR, finishes 12th. Matt Sisler, Apex Tech Racing, finished 13th. Jarrett Woodard was 14th. 15th spot, that went to Michael Cole. Bill Mulfeld with Garza Law Firm was 16th. Ken Couch was 17th. Kevin Grettenberger was 18th. 19th went to Jeffrey Simpson. Justin Johnson in the 10. He had a good run going too. He was up in the top 5. I think he started 5th actually. A tough break for Johnson. Finishes a lap down, probably due to fuel as well. Had a lot of guys get caught out there at the last stop. But Justin Johnson, 20th place finish for the 10. Raymond Bailey, 21st. 22nd position, David Ballard. Chad Martin was 23rd. Thomas Hall, 24th. Bill Martin was 25th. Cody Anderson, 26th. Kevin Hayes, 27th. Matt Minnick is listed as 28th, 123 laps down, did not take the green flag. There's your race results from Chicagoland Speedway. Next week, we move on to the Irish Hills of Michigan, the Michigan International Speedway. Again, that'll be a blast. Tune in here on 7:50 p.m. If you want a little bit later, we can go 8 p.m. You won't miss a minute of the action. But again, that'll be next Thursday here on HBR TV on YouTube at HBR TV 1. Please tune in to that. We are no longer streaming to the Facebook side of things. It just seems to give us some headaches. So far, since we've made the switch, it's been nice and easy, nice and clean, nice and smooth, no issues. So we'll continue to do that. Spread the word. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. Turn on the notifications. That is the most important part. That way you don't miss anything in case you were intending to watch and you forgot. You're doing some early fall cleanup or what the case may be. Oh, ding. Oh, that's right. LSR's running tonight. I got to get inside and get this done. So we do appreciate it. Stream chat too. Say hi to us. Chime in. Who are you watching? Where are you watching from? Did Steve forget to unmute his mic again? All that stuff. Again, I was trying to cough and not do it in your guys' ears, and unfortunately I didn't get the thing unmuted quick enough, but nevertheless, we digress. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning into HBR TV, and again, thanks to LSR for having us. It's been a great season so far, and looking forward to more going into next week. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.